Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing a Jeep Grand Cherokee Trailhawk. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this Trailhawk. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is the 4xe powertrain, which is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder paired to a hybrid system and an 8-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 375 horsepower and then 470 pound-feet of torque. You can go over 20 miles on a single charge, which is really cool. And fuel economy is great. I mean, if you charge it on a regular basis, you can get well over 30 miles per gallon. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see the Trailhawk decal. Notice blue because this is a 4xe model. And then down below, really cool headlight design. You can see the Jeep badge there in the center. And then notice the grille, how it's darker with the coloration. Got the tow hooks there at the bottom and then fog lights on either side. And putting it all together, definitely a cool front end appearance if you ask me. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 265, 60, 18 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, satin metallic. I think that looks really sharp. And yes, we do have all-terrain tires here with the 4xe Trailhawk. And then again, little Jeep logo, that's pretty cool. Got nice looking fender flares. You can see the bodywork alongside. And look at this. Got some protection there if you actually take this off-road. And then here is your full side view with this Grand Cherokee 4xe. Now taking a look at the key fob, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, we got the opening for the hatch and then the Jeep logo there on the back. And then popping inside, first off, opening this up, got spare tire, got that for the charging cable and everything. But yeah, tons of storage space. This is one of the cool things about the Grand Cherokee, it's very practical in the cargo area. And then when you're all done, just press that and then I'll lower the hatch right back down. And then you guys can see here with the taillight design goes the Jeep logo, again blue with the accenting including the Trailhawk badge. Got a recovery point here in the back too. And putting it all together, I think this is probably the coolest looking Grand Cherokee they have today. Just looks good. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see soft touch here at the top. Got the little sunshade here, and then I like the trim down below, and then the padding and the stitching below that. Cool blue stitching here on the seat. You can see perforated all down the center, and then more of that blue stitching on the side. Legroom back here is good. We also have a little storage pocket. Got some vents in the back, USBs. Got heated seats on top of that. And then headroom, it's good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see soft touch here and then all of the trim down below. Got your memory seat function, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then you can see all of the soft touch down below for all of our window controls. Front two are automatic, by the way. The mirrors do power fold in. And then taking a look at the front seat again, more of that blue stitching, Trailhawk there, perforated all down the center. Power adjustments on the side. And then you can see with the light controls here, got your parking brake, gas cap release, and then you guys can see with the hybrid stuff right there. You got the hybrid mode, your electric mode, your e-save mode, and then more of that dark trim here on the dash with the soft touch that goes across the dash. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see soft touch all around. You got this silver trim with the Trailhawk logo there at the bottom and darker trim as well. Paddle shifters here on the back for the 8-speed automatic. Radio controls, we got our adaptive cruise control, controls for the center stack. And then you guys can see the stalks there on the back. And then we do have this full digital gauge cluster, which we can change between stuff like night vision, which is interesting, that's for sure. I can see different bits of info on the Jeep as well. And then this does come with a 360 camera system, which would definitely come in handy if you were taking this off-road. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it does take a second for some of the screens to load up. We do have heated and ventilated seats with this, by the way, heated steering wheel too. But yeah, overall, I mean, pretty easy to use. At the top of it, we've got this for the battery, so that's like your one-pedal drive kind of. Lane departure, stability control, hazard lights, parking sensors. That's for the passenger screen to turn it on or off. I guess while we're in this area, the rest of the dash, so you can see the design there. Analog controls for the climate system, the seats and all of that. And then wireless phone charging pad here. This covers up that area. Got some USBs as well. We have our little drive mode select. Got your 4-wheel drive low, transmission selector. That's for the suspension to raise and lower it. Offered cruise control. And then we got our sway bar disconnect as well, which is crazy. And then we got some cup holders. Good storage space here in the center console. I like the padding on top. And then, yeah, nice. The glove box as well. And then this is for the panoramic sunroof. Also, we do have a camera rear view mirror. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood, both the mirrors, just do a blind spot monitoring through the rest of the rear. And Grand Cherokee Trailhawk 4xe away. And this will be an interesting review. I actually almost bought one of these for my wife before we got our Defender that we are now actually going to be selling. Thought we'd keep it longer, but Land Rover reliability, not necessarily the greatest. Anyways, I'll talk about kind of my thoughts driving one of these again to kind of, you know, see if I guess if we made the right choice with passing this this up on 2 different occasions now at this point. First off, seat comfort's really good. I do like that. Ride quality's pretty good too. Can you go over bumps and everything? It's pretty uncomfortable. Smooth with the 4xe. I don't know if you can still get this with a 5.7 Hemi, but when we were looking, you could, and that was like super tempting. Even though the fuel economy's not the greatest with the 5.7 Hemi, it's a Hemi, guys. Can't go wrong with the Hemi, right? And this is, I mean, this powertrain is pretty dang. It does take a second for it to communicate sometimes, but it's pretty dang responsive overall. Smooth. I mean, it just drives like, the thing about the Trailhawk is it drives like a regular Grand Cherokee, which the Grand Cherokee drives, you know, more so, it's not quite luxury SUV, but it drives more so like a luxury SUV. The air suspension does help out quite a bit. The thing I do like about the Grand Cherokee is it has a, especially, I mean, with how they shaped the hood, it really gives it like a boxier look, but like, it does have that like boxy big SUV feel to the drive, which I like, right? That's why I like body on frame vehicles so much, because of the drive. Now we'll pop it into sport mode here. I do like the kind of like one pedal drive situation. Yeah, I'll be honest, I really do like this newest generation Grand Cherokee with how it drives. I just think that, we'll talk about it in a second. I think that Jeep could have done a few things better. So, full throttle. Yeah! It's quick. It's quick. So, yeah, summing things up. I mean, I'll be honest, like, I love this vehicle. I do have a soft spot in my heart for the Trailhawk. I wouldn't say that I regret not getting this, because it just doesn't quite, at the price point it's at and everything, these are over $70,000. It doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't quite like scratch my itch as an enthusiast. And here's why. I think that Jeep had a lot of opportunity with this new Grand Cherokee, because I think this is an amazing, like, this platform's amazing. I love the new 4-wheel drive system. It performs, I've taken it off-road, it performs very well. I like how this drives. I love how this looks. Like, this, in my opinion, is the best looking Grand Cherokee ever. The problem is, and you know, a big part of this is just, you know, Stellantis overlord got in the way a little bit, is, you know, we didn't, I feel like we didn't get the cool Grand Cherokees that we could have, that would have made the Grand Cherokee more, I guess, exciting. So we didn't get an SRT. We didn't get a Trackhawk. Now, we did at least get a Trailhawk, but the problem is, you've got, initially you had 3 powertrains. Again, I don't know if they still have the Hemi, but, you know, 4xe, V6, and the Hemi. And you know, it's fine. That's what the Trailhawk's kind of always been about, is it was always either the V6 or the Hemi with it. But I think with how the market's changed, if they would have basically made an SRT off-road Grand Cherokee, gosh, that would have been so cool. But it just never happened. Maybe they'll put the Hurricane in. I think that would help out the Grand Cherokee quite a bit. And it's not that this is underpowered. The problem with the 4xe powertrain is just, you kind of, with the acceleration, it feels kind of weird, because, and this is every single plug-in hybrid, it just feels like the powertrains, right, the electric side of things and the ICE side of things are struggling to communicate at points. So I guess this would be a good time to show the camera system. Forward-facing camera. Look at that. So helpful, so that we don't smash this $70,000 Grand Cherokee into something. But anyways, the point that I'm trying to make here is, I think this is the best Grand Cherokee ever. I just think that Jeep didn't create the halo effect that they created with the previous, the WK Grand Cherokee, where you had the Trackhawk and the SRT that looked really cool, and so then people felt like it was you know, like they couldn't afford that, but they could buy a package, like the Limited X, right? Looked like a SRT, but it wasn't an SRT. So they've lost that halo effect, in my opinion, with the Grand Cherokee. And so I think it's kind of hurt it to an extent. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts on the Trailhawk. Overall, still love this. It's crazy that Jeep built, like, this is a unibody SUV with a sway bar disconnect. It's cool.